Hi everyone, I hope you're here and I hope you can hear me okay. I'm having a nightmare with this microphone. Hopefully everything will be fine. Welcome to the 4 Marks PTA virtual quiz. I'm Claire. I hope you would have guessed that by now, as I've been on all the Facebook pages and all the advertisements there are, just trying to get people to come along. Okay, first thing to say, I suppose, is hi, welcome. We're here to raise some money for the school, so let me see if I can get it to do it. Ready? Excellent. So with that in mind, if you could do a small donation, give us a small donation to the PTA, that would be cracking. There are 2 ways of doing it. One is to text FOFM quiz to 70085, and that will, you can donate £2 if you just text that. If you wanted to donate more, you can text FOFN quiz and then the amount that you wanted to donate, so say 5, and that would be £5, and then it would donate £5 to us. And the texts obviously cost whatever you donate plus 1 standard message, so for quite a lot of people that's free. And we've also got, if you wanted to donate by debit or credit or debit card, so by card basically, you can visit Givey, and Givey's really good because they allow us to keep all the 100% of the donation, so that's great. So fingers crossed. I'll put these little, what do you call them, links up again. There's also links in the description underneath this live video. There should be links. The way it's going to work, or hopefully the way it's going to work, is that I'm going to go through all the rounds. There are 7. They are general knowledge, science, food, music, sports, hobbies and games, because I couldn't bring myself to do a whole sports round. I'm sorry, sports fans, but I just couldn't do it. Films, television and entertainment, and a picture round at the end. And just while we're waiting for hopefully some more people to turn up, there is a little picture round. This one isn't for marks, it's just for fun, while we're just waiting for some more people. What else was on my list of things to say? There is also a link in the description for afterwards. So I'm going to go through all the rounds, then we're going to go through and you're going to mark your own. So now is the time to get a pen and paper. If you need to, go and grab a pen and paper now. Okay, apparently no one can hear me. Okay, turn myself up. Let me turn myself up. Okay, let's try again. Try maybe a different microphone. Maybe that's better. Okay, I'll put it closer to my face. Fingers crossed, I'll just speak louder otherwise. Okay, well hopefully you got all of that, or at least some of it. This round is not marked. It's just for fun while we're waiting for some more people to hopefully turn up. There are 7 rounds, as I went through before. You're going to mark your own paper, so if you could not cheat, that would be great. Obviously there is absolutely no way of me checking that, but if you are, so there's a way to submit your scores. There's a link to a Google Docs form in the description below, below this video. The last place team will definitely win a lovely spoon. Look at these spoons, handmade by me. Look, lovely wooden spoons with 4 Marks quiz written on them, 2020. So if you come last, you definitely win a spoon. If you are in the top 5 teams, I'm going to put you in a draw to win a prize. I still don't know what that prize is going to be. Probably wine, I would guess. But the reason for that is I just want to try and mitigate the temptation to cheat slightly. So top 5 teams, going to put you in a draw. 1 team will win. If you come last, you definitely win the spoon. So if you want to cheat because you want to win a prize, the best thing to do is Google the answer and then not write that down, because you will definitely win a spoon that way. Good. Okay, so been through cheating. Yeah, please don't do that. That'll be cracking. Yeah, scores, submission form is underneath. Donations, the links are underneath this video. This quiz will remain on YouTube for, well, forever probably, because that's the way it works now. But I'll be taking scores up until Monday evening. So if you feel like you desperately need to go to sleep, which I really do right now, if you desperately want to go to sleep, you can always stop the quiz and come back to it later. Or if you're at work, like one of our friends is at work tonight. Hi, Lisa. Then she's going to have a go at it tomorrow or Sunday. And you can still submit your scores and you'll still go in the draw up till Monday night. So that's for people who have busy lives even during lockdown, unlike some of us. My son was asking me why I'd taken my dressing gown off earlier. He asked me where I was going because I'd taken my dressing gown off. So this is about as good as it gets for me. I've brushed my hair mainly. So you lucky people out there. Yeah, so we've got a few minutes, like about 4 minutes to go before I said the quiz would start. And yeah, good luck everyone. I'm sure you'll be brilliant. If you've done a quiz before, this one may be on the easier end for you. It's just that the first one I tried out on a couple of my friends was rock solid was the words that they used. So I have made it slightly easier. I think I was probably asking questions that I knew the answers to that maybe no. I mean, if you know the answer, it's easy, isn't it? Apparently no one else had ever heard of half the stuff in it, so that's fine. Very niche. So yeah, I've got a couple of friends like Sorrel who into very niche topics. We know loads about them, yeah, but no one else has ever heard of them, and that's absolutely fine. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, this one though, very general. Hopefully everyone will manage to get at least some of the answers. I think I've got the pronunciation right. There's one pasta question. I'm just putting that out there now. I'm going to try my best, but yeah, we'll see when we get to that. My pronunciation of Italian is not fantastic. Anyway, I will do the answers to these few car brand pictures at the end as well, although they don't actually count towards the score. It was more just as a waiting game. Placeholder. That's what I was looking for. More of a placeholder. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the quiz. If only for the chances of something going wrong with me in charge of it are pretty high. I've never done a YouTube live before except for the one that I practiced on my son and his friends last weekend, and I've never been a quiz master before, so the combination, it wasn't ever looking good. But on the plus side, if it goes really, really badly, I won't ever have to do any PTA things again either. So that'll be great too. Because I got lucky this time. I'm not generally a committee person. And at the moment, you can't really have committee meetings. So I've sort of avoided that as much as I can. Yeah. People, not great. But I've given it a go. And Sarah has been a very big help to me, so thank you. I know she's out there. I think there's a PTA quiz team actually, so I'm sure they'll do really well. Right, hopefully everything is fine and Andy won't come up to whisper at me again that my sound is too low. I think we've got about 30 seconds till I said I was going to start, and I'm getting a bit panicky now. There we go. Right, okay, so we're going to start. We're going to go through all the questions, then we're going to go through all the answers. Hope you've all got a pen and paper by now. away we go. So first round, general knowledge, and it is very general. So first question, this is my one question that I thought, oh, that would be a brilliant question. I can base it, I'll be brilliant at quiz mastering, but this is the only question I could think of, and it is, which animal has fingerprints indistinguishable from those of a human? And it is the one question that I always want to ask people. So it is a bit of an odd one. Don't worry, this does not set the tone for the rest of the quiz. This is just the question that I wanted to ask everyone. As this is a live video, obviously at any point you can pause it. If I'm going too quickly, it's probably because I am quite nervous and just gibbering on a bit. So yeah, and also I can hear my son shouting mummy, 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 mummy next door, which is very distracting. Anyway, let's carry on. So which animal has fingerprints indistinguishable from those of a human? So if you looked at these two fingerprints, actually if a fingerprint expert looked at these two fingerprints, they wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Got two. What is the first book of the Bible? So this is my token religion question as well. So what is the first book of the Bible? Okay. Question 3. What colour is the E in the Google logo? The E. You look at this logo every day, but can you remember what colour the E is? I suppose you could Google it, but you wouldn't even have to get as far as actually pressing go on the search, would you? Yes, so what colour is the E? I'm going to say you're probably going to argue about that one a little bit if you've got teammates with you. Question 4. Whose full name is Barbara Millicent Roberts? Barbara Millicent Roberts. What's she commonly known by? I'm honestly just glad the PowerPoint's working. And the internet so far as well, which is always a bit sketchy around these parts. Right. Question 5. So if you're a teacher or a parent, you're probably more likely to get this one. Who has the postcode XM4 5HQ? Whose postcode is that? I have to apologise. The jitters have set in, so I've gone a bit cold now. Who has the postcode XM4 5HQ? Ooh. Question 6. Nomophobia is a fear of what? Nomophobia is a fear of what? I suspect there are a few people watching who might be nomophobes. Nomophobia is the fear of what? Question 7. In a standard pack of cards, which king is the only one that without a moustache? So in a standard pack of cards, there are four kings, one for each suit. Which one doesn't have a moustache? I honestly hadn't noticed that they had a moustache or not. And it wasn't until I got asked this in a quiz a little while ago that I realised that one of them didn't have one. So, in a standard pack of cards, which king is the only one without a moustache? I think quite a lot of people have been doing Movember, so I imagine there's quite a lot of people with moustaches at the moment. Question 8. What does the Danish word fart control mean? I know it's a childish question. But I am quite childish. So, what does the Danish word fart control mean? Okay. Question 9. How many legs does a crab have? How many legs does a crab have? If you've really watched Moana quite a lot of times, you might know the answer to this one, or been forced to listen to the songs over and over again, because the answer is in one of the songs in there. How many legs does a crab have? And question 10. So I think there's a couple of scientists watching as well. So a nice easy science question for you. 4 major blood groups are A, B, O, and the other one. What's the other one? That's the question. So there are 4 major blood groups. They are A, B, O, and I don't know. Remember, if I am going too quickly, you can pause me. So that's all for round 1. So if you just have can have a couple of minutes to discuss those answers, or go back to a question, and I'm just going to quickly try and put these up again. Haha. Oh, it worked. Excellent. So I'm just going to put one up for a few minutes and have a sip of water because my throat's gone really dry. Okay, so round 2. I'll move myself back down into the corner so I'm out of the way. There we go. Round 2, science. Not everyone's cup of tea, but it is mine, so here we go. Question 1. Which part of the body produces insulin? Which organ produces insulin? It's extremely important, obviously, but which organ produces it? I think the team downstairs might have trouble with this one because I'm normally the person who answers this question. And they usually get into an argument about it, so we'll see. Maybe they remembered, maybe they didn't. Who knows? Question 2. There had to be a chemical symbol one in there, and it is, what is the chemical symbol for lead? Lead. So what's the chemical symbol for lead? Okay, question 3. Diamond is made from which element? So diamond is composed of which element? So diamond is made from which element? Question 5. One guaranteed to make you look a bit of a muppet when you try and work it out. How many teeth does an adult human have? Get counting. How many teeth does an adult human have? When I got asked this question, I counted them and I still got it wrong. I don't really understand how that works, but yeah. How many teeth does an adult human have? I think I might have skipped one. I was trying to count them with my tongue like this. So yeah, I think I must have miscounted one somewhere. Question 6. The oath of ethics taken by doctors is named after which ancient Greek physician? So they take an oath, doctors, and it's named after whom? So the oath of ethics taken by doctors is named after which ancient Greek physician? Okay, question 7. What is the name of the sixth planet from the sun? So what is the sixth planet from the sun called? I also have had a couple of practice quizzes just for my 5-year-old and our friends' little children who are 5 and 3.5. And I forgot that Pluto wasn't still a planet last week. So, I mean, yeah, that was not great. So you can go back and have a laugh with your children at that quiz question if you wish. It's still on this channel. But for this quiz, what is the sixth planet from the sun? Question 9. Which is the longest bone in the human body? So, which is the longest bone in the human body? Which is the longest bone in the human body? And last question in this round. Pencil lead is not actually lead. It is made from which mineral? So pencil lead is made from which mineral? And while you have a little bit of an argument about that one, I'll put my... see if I can get myself out from behind there temporarily. So, round 3 is food. Everyone loves food. I particularly love food, especially cake. One of my favourites. There are no questions about cake, I don't think. So, I'll just give you a few more minutes to have a go back through that round and have a look, see if you've got any gaps that you want to fill in. If not, then we can carry on. Myself back down in the corner. So round 3, food. Question 1. The Americans call them garbanzo beans, but what do we call them in the UK? So the Americans call them garbanzo beans. What do we call them in the UK? The Americans call them garbanzo beans, but what do we call them? They have some strange words for stuff, for food, but this one, who knows? Question 2. Which Cypriot cheese is usually served fried or grilled? Which Cypriot cheese is usually served fried or grilled and is absolutely delicious? Which Cypriot cheese is usually served fried or grilled? Question 3. What is gazpacho? It was gazpacho soup day the other day. If you're a Red Dwarf fan, it was gazpacho soup day. Yesterday or the day before, I think. But what is gazpacho? What is gazpacho soup? Yes. Oh, did I?
Question 4 and 8.
Okay.
You might want to just go back and see these what they are.
Okay. So round 3, question 4. If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit is the advertising slogan for which biscuit? If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit is the advertising slogan for which biscuit? Now I'm normally surrounded by pens. The one time I need one, I can only find a felt tip. That's not helpful, is it? So, question 4. If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, the advertising slogan for which biscuit? Question 5. Which nuts are used to make marzipan? Which nuts are used to make marzipan? So, which nuts are used to make marzipan? Andy came up and said to me that apparently I must have double clicked a couple of times in the last round. So I will go back and quickly go over the questions again just to make sure I didn't miss any for you. Questions 4 and 8, I think he said. But not to worry, I have someone doing quality control downstairs. Sorts. So, which nuts are used to make marzipan? This is the question I was talking about. Okay. Farfalle pasta is what shape? So, farfalle pasta is what shape? Question 6. I apologise profusely for my pronunciation. Italian is definitely not my language. I'm more of a German speaking person than an Italian. Romantic languages. So farfalle pasta is what shape? Question 7. What does HP stand for in HP sauce? So what does the HP stand for in HP sauce? What does HP stand for in HP sauce? I'm trying to work out how I get back to those questions without actually just clicking back through all the questions, but I can't think of a way, so I may just have to do that. Question 8. Which spirit goes into a mojito? Which spirit goes into a mojito? Very nice. Mocktail, I suppose, even without this in it, but what spirit is supposed to go into mojito? Okay. Question 9. Caviar comes from which type of fish? So caviar comes from which type of fish? I have to say, we've been in lockdown for quite a while. Like, we've been in our house for quite a while. I haven't had to work with people for quite a while. I haven't had to say this many words in a row for a very long time. I'm starting to get a sore throat already. So, apologies for that. Caviar comes from which type of fish? Question 10. If an Indian meal is described as containing saag, what does it have in it? So if a meal has saag in it, what does it have in it? So if an Indian meal is described as containing saag, apologies, saag, what does it have in it? So let me just quickly go back to the last round. So that was round 3, question 10. Let me just click back to round 2, question 4. Oh yeah, it looks like I did miss that one. I don't even remember reading that. Okay, so rewind, if you will, to the science round, and question 4, which apparently was missing, but was written down. I was just too enthusiastic with my clicking. Round 2, question 4 was, at what temperature are the temperature scales of Celsius and Fahrenheit equal? So at what temperature are the scales Celsius and Fahrenheit equal? So there's a temperature where they're equal. What is that temperature? So that was round 2, question 4. And what have we got? Round 2, question 8, he said as well. Oh. Round 2, question 8 was, in electronics, what does DC stand for? So in electronics, what does DC stand for? Apologies for missing those. I think I was just over enthusiastic with my clicking and unable to count to 10, obviously, in order. It's just as well I'm not teaching the children, really, isn't it? Let me write it. I've got a good idea. Next time I'm going to write down the numbers of the questions that I do so I don't accidentally miss any. So question 4 of that round was, at what temperature are the scales of Celsius and Fahrenheit equal? And question 8 was, in electronics, what does DC stand for? So we got all the way through. Check I haven't missed any from Missed any from the food round? I don't think so. Okay, so round 4. I'll give you a chance to have a think about those just for a second, as I confused you by muddling up the rounds. That is not part of the quiz. It wasn't like there to make it extra difficult or anything. That was just me being a bit of a muppet. Yeah, we've solved that. I'm going to solve that the old school way with a pen and some paper. Okay, so round 4 is music. So let's get rid of that and put that down in the corner. I can't do any harm. So music. Round 4, question 1. In the police song Message in a Bottle, how many bottles wash up on the shore? At the end of the song, how many bottles wash up on the shore? So, in the police song Message in a Bottle, how many bottles wash up on the shore? Good news, I've remembered how to count to 10. Excellent. It's funny how a little bit of pressure can really throw you off, isn't it? It's also particularly odd talking to myself and seeing a little picture of my own face in the corner of a quiz. It's a very odd feeling indeed. So, in the police song Message in a Bottle, how many bottles wash up on the shore? Round 4, question 2. A long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. Name the song and the artist. Now, the Google Docs form doesn't have half points, so this one you've either got both or you've got none, sorry. So you either get the point or you don't, but I need the song and the artist. That's the original artist. So I'm not going to say it again because the temptation to sing it is ridiculous. You can read it, it's on the screen. Name the song and the artist. Right. Well, hello. Question 3. Huey Lewis in the News, Jennifer Rush and Frankie Goes to Hollywood all had different hit songs with the same title. I think they were in the same year as well, but what was the title? So Huey Lewis in the News, Jennifer Rush and Frankie Goes to Hollywood all had hit songs, different songs, but with the same title. What was the title? It's so tempting to just shout out answers to this. It's really odd. I'm so used to being the one doing the quizzes as opposed to being the quiz master. Huey Lewis in the News, Jennifer Rush and Frankie Goes to Hollywood all had different hit songs with the same title. What was it? What was the title? Okay. Which song begins? Stop making the eyes at me, I'll stop making the eyes at you. And again, I'm not repeating that because I had this song in the car earlier. Very tempting to sing it. So, which song begins with those words? So, which song begins with those words? Question 5. Who released the songs Rivers of Babylon, Rasputin and Mary's Boy Child? So who released the songs Rivers of Babylon, Rasputin and Mary's Boy Child? I can hear my son practicing his Christmas carols in bed next door. It's very sweet. Although he did think that Boris Johnson was king of all the world the other day, so that's a bit disturbing, but never mind. Who released the songs Rivers of Babylon, Rasputin and Mary's Boy Child? Okay, question 6. Can you name the 4 drinks mentioned in Chumbawamba's song Tub Thumping? So in the song Tub Thumping, can you name the 4 drinks that they mention? Hopefully I've calmed down my enthusiastic clicking now as well, so that's good. So can you name the 4 drinks mentioned in Chumbawamba's song Tub Thumping? So question 7. The characters Tommy and Gina feature in 2 Bon Jovi singles, and I just want one of them, so can you name one of them? So characters, I need to stop saying so, I'm driving myself up the wall. The characters Tommy and Gina feature in 2 Bon Jovi singles, can you name one of them? So last time, the characters Tommy and Gina feature in 2 Bon Jovi singles, can you name one? Question 8. Slightly different slant on this question. Defying Gravity and Popular can be found in which musical? I have tried to make the questions as broad as I can. But once again, I suspect I've written things that I know the answers to. So Defying Gravity and Popular can be found in which musical? Question 9. Which world-famous musician was born Farrukh Bulsara in Zanzibar in 1946? Farrukh Bulsara was born in Zanzibar in 1946. What's he commonly known as? Okay, question 10. This one, especially for my friend Mike, who is watching. Hi, Mike. The original version of Elton John's Candle in the Wind was written about whom? So the original version of Elton John's Candle in the Wind was written about whom? So the original version of Elton John's Candle in the Wind was written about whom? That is music. I'll put it down the bottom. give you a couple of minutes to have a look back through your answers, and if you can't think of an answer, or if you're not sure of an answer, just put down anything. That's what we normally do. Sometimes we get lucky. Best guess. So round 5 is sports, hobbies and games. I have tried to make the questions as non-controversial as I possibly can. I suspect there's one in this round that people may argue with, but I'm the quiz master. What I say goes. That's the rules. My answer's right even if it's wrong, so that's what we're going with. Round 5, sports, hobbies and games. Round 5, question 1. So, how many balls are there on the snooker table at the start of a game? So, at the beginning of a game of snooker, how many balls are there on the table? I didn't know this. I had to ask Gandhi. I had to ask my partner. Don't know anything about snooker. Sorry. So, how many balls are there on a snooker table at the start of the match? Question 2. So this is sports, hobbies and games. So it's sort of a mixture. And this one is, how many squares are there on a Monopoly board? Pretty much everyone's played Monopoly. And we must have had this question in quizzes 3 or 4 times and we still end up arguing over the answer. So how many squares are there on a Monopoly board? That's excluding the 2 card ones in the middle. Community, chest and chance, not those in the middle. But all the squares around the outside, how many are there? So question 3. In which activity would you find the terms pearl and plain? Pearl and plain. Which activity would you find them in? So, in which activity would you find the terms pearl and plain? Question 4. On which day is the King George Chase traditionally run? The King George Chase traditionally run on which day? Question 4. On which day is the King George Chase traditionally run? That's actually really difficult to say if you're a bit nervous. Question 5. In a game of golf, 1 over par is known as what? So in a game of golf, 1 over par is known as in a game of golf, 1 over par is known as what? And again, if I'm going too quickly, just pause me. You can do that. Unfortunately, if I'm going too slowly, you can't skip through me, which is sad, really. But okay, question 6. At which Winter Olympics did Torvill Dean win gold in the ice skating to Ravel's Bolero? So when did Torp and Dean win their gold? Which Winter Olympics? So where and year, please. At which Winter Olympics did Torp and Dean win their gold? Specifically skating to Ravel's Bolero. Ice skating is always one of those things I think, oh, it looks so easy, and then you try and actually go on ice in ice skates. No, I'm the person who's like a grown adult with one of those penguins that you push along. Can't be trusted in ice skates. Question 7. English English musician Elton John was twice the owner of which football club? The English rock star Elton John was twice the owner of which football club? He liked it so much he owned it twice. But which football club was it? So, question 9. I know there's quite a few chess players amongst you. How many pieces are on a chessboard at the start of a game? Okay. How many pieces are on a chessboard at the start of a game? Yeah, I thought I'd missed one there, and I have. This is question 9. How many pieces are on a chessboard at the start of a game? Question 8 was for the netball fans. What do the letters WD stand for in reference to the netball position? So question 8 was, what do the letters WD stand for in reference to the netball position? So that was question 8. Question 9 is, how many pieces are on a chessboard at the start of the game? I promise you this is not part of the quiz. Just need to not be so heavy-handed with my mouse. So question 8 was, what do the letters WD stand for in reference to the netball position? And question 9 was, how many pieces are on a chessboard at the start of the game? Question 10. This was the one that I thought might be a bit controversial, but this is karate that I did. So in karate, which of these belts is most advanced? Green, purple, or orange? So which is most advanced? Green, purple, or orange? So question 10, in karate, which of these belts is most advanced? Green, purple, or orange? So again, I'll give you a couple of minutes to have a little bit of a think. I'm not sure where I'm up to on these little things, so I'm just going to click that one. So let me just have a quick look on here. I'm just going to have a look to see if I can see any questions or anything like that that are outstanding. Right. Fingers crossed we've got some. Okay, so put that down. Yes. So round 6 is film, television, and entertainment. We'll sort of lump them all together. Also, for this quiz, if there's people you think might enjoy a quiz, you can always send them the link afterwards. If you think, I know someone who's got absolutely nothing better to do with their time this weekend, send it to them and they can have a go too. And they can even submit their answers, like I said, up till Monday evening, so you can still win a prize. Okay, round 6, film, television, and entertainment. Question 1. What is the address of Sherlock Holmes? What is the address of Sherlock Holmes? I know he's not real, but he does have an address. What is it? The address is real enough. So, what is the address of Sherlock Holmes? Round 6, question 1. What is the address of Sherlock Holmes? I'm not sure if you heard that, but that was Andy sneezing from downstairs in the kitchen. If he sat right there in his office chair, it's like burst your eardrums. So what is the address of Sherlock Holmes? Question 2. What is the name of Han Solo's Wookiee co-pilot in Star Wars? So Han Solo's Wookiee co-pilot in Star Wars. What's his name? What's his name? What is the name of Han Solo's Wookiee co-pilot in Star Wars? Question 3. Maui is a character from which Disney film? Maui is a character from which Disney film? Bet you're wishing your children were all awake now, won't you? Maui is a character from which Disney film? Question 4. Who won the first series of Strictly Come Dancing? So the very first series of Strictly Come Dancing. Who won it? I don't watch Strictly Come Dancing and I can barely remember my name most of the time, so this question would be impossible for me. But people who like Strictly Come Dancing apparently can remember everything about it. So who won the first series of Strictly Come Dancing? Which book, which is also a film and radio series, gives the answer to life, the universe, and everything as 42? So the answer to life, the universe, and everything is 42. According to which book? So which book gives the answer to life, the universe, and everything as 42? Just ignore me for 1 second while I click back. Yeah, okay. I have done all the questions. Honestly, it's been a very long week already. Which book gives the answer to life, the universe, and everything as 42? Question 6. In which TV comedy series, I suppose, did Rick Mayall appear as Flashheart? Because he appeared more than once, but in which TV comedy did Rick Mayall appear as Flashheart? And he's absolutely brilliant at it as well. Absolutely brilliant. So in which TV comedy did Rick Mayall appear as Flashheart? Okay, question 8. Which actor links films The Da Vinci Code, Lord of the Rings and X-Men and the soap Coronation Street? So which actor links The Da Vinci Code, Lord of the Rings and X-Men and the soap Coronation Street? So which actor links films The Da Vinci Code, Lord of the Rings and X-Men and the soap Coronation Street? Been in all of those things. They have been in all of those things. Question 9. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse is a quote from which film? I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse is a quote from which film? So question 9. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse is a quote from which film? And question 10. Who played Genie in the 2019 film version of Aladdin? So in the live version, who played the Genie? So in the 2019 film version, who played the Genie? I found it slightly disturbing. I just find live action versions of Disney films slightly unnerving, but yeah. So who played the Genie in the 2019 film version of Aladdin? And then, a couple of minutes, and the last round is a picture round, so I'm just going to leave you for, I'll leave it up for like 5 minutes while I go and fill up my glass of water, and then I will come back. So let's take that off there, down there, and oh, I'm in the way as well. Let me just get rid of myself. Hang on. Yeah. Oh, okay. I honestly thought I did them all this time, but apparently not. I missed question 7, so let me go back. Oh, I did miss question 7. What is the car in Knight Rider called? Sorry, round 6, question 7. What is the car in Knight Rider called? Honestly, I am terrible at this. But never mind, because hopefully I won't ever have to do it again. It'll be absolutely fine. And I suspect that most people are just here to watch me do it badly wrong anyway. So round 6, question 7 was what is the car in Knight Rider called? And now I'll go back to the pitch round. There we go. I'm going to move myself out the way and go and get a drink, and I shall be back in a couple of minutes. So these are all games, and hopefully you can see them absolutely fine. They're all games. I just want the name of the game, that's all. Fantastic. Right, I'll be back in 1 second. I just need to go and fill up my water. If I can take the microphone off. There we go. Right. Oops. Right, I'll just give you really small in the corner. I'm just going to give you a couple more minutes on this one, because I think probably if you know them, you know them. If you've played them, you'll know them. For example, we have been in the middle of many arguments over number 10. Many near friendship destroying arguments over number 10. Then hopefully I can switch over to the answers. Now if this works, it will be some sort of miracle, but let's try that. Okay. I'll give you 1 more minute. Okay, still me. But with the answers. So I have to make myself a little bit smaller on these answers. So there we go. So this round wasn't marked, it was just for fun while we were waiting for people to turn up. I thought these were quite difficult actually. I didn't know a couple of them. But number 1's Pontiac, number 2's Lexus, number 3's Lamborghini, number 4's Maybach, which I'd never even heard of until I heard the song Royals, but Maybach, 5 Lancia, 6 Bugatti, 7 is Smart, 8 Jaguar, 9 is Volvo, 10 is Saab, 11 is Chevrolet, and 12 is Alfa Romeo. So Alfa Romeo in the end there. Right, so general knowledge answers. You're marking your own. You know, if you thought you knew it and you just didn't write it down, fair enough. You know, you can give yourself points or not. Like I said, the top 5 teams are just going to go into a draw. Top 5 scoring teams who submit their answers are just going to go into a draw anyway. So, fill your boots. Which animal has fingerprints indistinguishable from those of a human? It's koala. A koala has identical fingerprints to a human. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. Primates, so chimps, you can tell the difference between their fingerprints and a human's because the ridge density is slightly different. But koalas, yeah. And they found this out when the Australians were fingerprinting some of their primates for a series of local unsolved crimes. And for some reason, they fingerprinted the koalas and discovered that they might have been committing all the crimes. We just don't know. So koalas, don't trust those. First book of the Bible, Genesis. So that's easy enough. Genesis. Oh, it's red. I knew that. I said that. Yeah. The E in the Google logo is red. So there's one. I can never remember the colours of these letters. I can never remember them. Barbara Millicent Roberts is Barbie. She's Barbie. She was born, for want of a better word, I suppose, in 1959. So she's looking pretty good for her age. X105HQ, if you've got a small child, you may have written a letter to Father Christmas recently with this postcode on it. We certainly have. We're hoping for a reply, but you know, there's going to be loads this year. So that's Father Christmas. That's Father Christmas's postcode, and you can see it's Xmas HQ basically. Nomophobia is a fear of being separated from your mobile phones, and it started as a joke. So it's no mobile phobia, no mophobia. I think I know a few people who maybe not quite phobic, but getting there. So nomophobia, fear of being separated from your mobile phone. In a standard pack of cards, the only one without a moustache is the King of Hearts. All the rest have got moustaches. So the King of Hearts does not have a moustache. I don't know why that is. They've run out of ink, I don't know. Fart control is a speed check. So it means speed check in Danish. So how many legs does a crab have? A crab is a decapod, and he has got 10 legs. So they've got 10 legs, and look at them, they're so cute. So a crab has got 10 legs. They include the little pincery ones as legs. But yeah, so they are decapods, they're 10 legs. Round 2. I'm hoping I haven't skipped over the blooming answers now as well. Right, question 1. Which part of the body, I should have said which organ really, produces insulin? It is made in pancreas, which strangely has got taste buds or taste cells on the outside of it, but they don't send signals to your brain, which is why it doesn't detect you taste, and you know, that's why you don't taste anything with your pancreas, but it does signal that they should make insulin or not. They've got ones for tasting sugar, and they've got ones for, they can differentiate sweeteners as well. Who knew? What is the chemical symbol for lead? Pb. Lead. Pb. It's from the Latin. So, honestly, the so thing, it's driving me up the wall. Diamond is made from which element? It's made from carbon. Carbon. Yeah. Question 4. I never get these questions right, but the temperature at which the Celsius and Fahrenheit scales are equal is minus 40 degrees. At that temperature, they're the same. There is a formula, something about 32 and then multiplying by 1.8. I can't remember, but something like that. But at minus 40, they are both the same. And an adult human, so question 5, an adult human has 32 teeth. 32. It seems like an awful lot to me. The 6th planet from the Sun is Saturn. This one. 6. Twitchy fingers again. Question 6 is Hippocrates. Hippocrates. So the Hippocratic Oath is named after him. Hippocrates. 7 is Saturn. It's just as well I'm writing down the numbers now because I'm so paranoid, honestly. Answer 7 is Saturn. 8 is DC stands for direct current. So DC stands for direct current. The longest bone in the human body is your thigh bone, your femur. Your thigh bone. And the smallest one is the stapes, and it's in, I think it's stapes, it's in your ear anyway. Little tiny bone in your ear. But the biggest, the longest is your femur, your thigh bone. Pencil lead is made from graphite. So graphite pencils. Hooray, I think I made it through without missing any answers. I don't worry, Andy will come up and tell me off if I've missed them. So graphite. Food. The Americans call them garbanzo beans, and we call them chickpeas. No, I didn't really understand that either, but we call them chickpeas, the Americans call them garbanzo beans. Okay. Weight Watchers taught me that. That helps. The Cypriot cheese is halloumi, which is absolutely delicious. I think pretty much everyone agrees with that. Halloumi, brilliant on a barbecue. Question 3. So it's a soup, and it is a cold soup. Gazpacho is cold soup. Yeah. I suppose if it's hot, it might be nice. Yeah, cold soup. If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club. So pretty much everyone probably shouting the answer to that one. So it's a club biscuit. I'm missing the mint one in that picture, which was my favourite, always my favourite. So, marzipan is made from almonds. Almonds, not just one. You need more than one to make marzipan, but it is made from almonds. Farfalle, again, apologies for that pronunciation, is bow-shaped. Bow-shaped pasta. HP in HP sauce stands for House of Parliament, and you can see there's a picture of the House of Parliament on the front of the bottle. I missed 6. No, just gone to write it down. This is where it all falls down. Hopeless and multitasking. So HP stands for Houses of Parliament. Which spirit goes into a mojito? Rum. Delicious with or without the rum, actually, mojito. I really like those. Very refreshing. So rum goes into a mojito. I suppose in theory you could put anything in it, but it probably wouldn't be a mojito then. Caviar traditionally comes from a sturgeon. So you can get eggs from other types of fish, obviously, but caviar traditionally comes from a sturgeon. And question 10. If an Indian meal has got saag in it, it's got spinach in it. So saag is spinach. So I hope you're doing well so far. I hope you've done really well so far. And we shall carry on. Oh, he's coming up the stairs again. I've missed something. What have I missed now? Answer 10 of round 1. Okay, hang on, let me click back. That's just as well one of us is on the ball, isn't it? Oh, no, the reason I haven't got answer 10 of round 1 is because I actually just haven't got it in there. So I'll have to tell you what that is in a second. So I'll come back to that in a second. Honestly, you would have thought proofreading after all that. Let me just, I'll start doing these and then I will find the answers for you. Right, music. Question 1. In the police song Message in a Bottle, how many bottles wash up on the shore? It's 100 billion. 100 billion bottles wash up on the shore. That seems like, you know, a pretty unbelievable number of bottles, to be honest. But it is 100 billion bottles that wash up on the shore. Question 2. So a long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. The song is American Pie and the artist is Don McLean. It is a song that has been covered by quite a lot of people, Madonna and various others, but the original artist was Don McLean. Apparently it was about Buddy Holly. The song was about Buddy Holly, but I saw an interview recently with him who said, and it might be actually about his father. So I don't know, maybe I've been under a misapprehension all this time. Question 3. The Huey Lewis and the News, Jennifer Rush, Frankie Goes to Hollywood song was The Power of Love, and it was a different song for all of them, but they all had the same title. The Power of Love. Okay. Stop Making the Eyes at Me, I'll Stop Making the Eyes at You. That is from I Bet That You Look Good on the Dance Floor by the Arctic Monkeys. And it's really hard to do lyrics without singing them. Honestly, really hard. Yeah, I found that really difficult. Anyway, I've just found what the question was for round 1. Round 1 question 10 was the 4 major blood groups. The 4 major blood groups are A, B, O and AB. So the answer I was looking for was AB. But somehow managed to forget to put that in the actual answers. So A, B, O, AB was the answer. The answer was AB. So that was round 1 question 10. Question 5. Rivers of Babylon, Rasputin and Mary's Boy Child was by Boney M. Still gigging, I think, if you wanted to go and see them. Boney M. Question 6. The songs from Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba are Whiskey, Vodka, Lager and Cider. I am not going to sing that. I'm not singing that. Though no one needs that, to be honest. So Whiskey, Vodka, Lager, Cider, no one needs to hear me sing. You'll just have to take my word for it. So that was that. Question 7. Tommy and Gina feature in Living on a Prayer and It's My Life. They're in both those songs, but I only needed one. So if you got either Living on a Prayer or It's My Life, well done. You can have a point. Question 8. Popular and Defying Gravity are from Wicked, the musical Wicked, which is very good. Yeah, so the Broadway version of that, the Wicked Witch, was played by Idina Menzel, who's Elsa in Frozen, and the original Broadway one. Yeah. Fruit Balsara, Freddie Mercury. Of course it is. Freddie Mercury. And question 10. The original version of Candle in the Wind was written about Marilyn Monroe. Obviously he had another one, 97, about Princess Diana, but the original version was written about Marilyn Monroe. Yes. Round 5. Right, let's see if we can count to 10 again, shall we? Right. There are 22 snooker balls on a snooker table at the start of a game, match, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, there's 22 of them on there. And you can count them if you like. They're right there. How many squares are on a Monopoly board? 40. There are 40 squares on a Monopoly board. So I didn't include obviously the 2 in the middle where you have cards, normally chance and community chess, but round the outside there are 40 squares. Pearl and plain you would find in knitting, which is a hobby that has had a bit of a resurgence in recent years. That and crochet. I like crochet a lot. I'm no good at knitting because I get this, like with the quiz questions, I get distracted and then I lose my place, whereas crochet you can put a little clip in and it's fine. And when you forget, when you zone out, you can come back into it, it's fine. But pearl and plain are in knitting. King George Chase is traditionally run on Boxing Day. Traditionally run on Boxing Day. In a game of golf, 1 over par is known as a bogey. Bogey. I've only ever played, I think, like 3 games of golf, and I don't know what 7 or 8 over par is. I don't even think it has a name, but that's what I was getting. So I've not even ever gone close to a bogey, but that is 1 over par, bogey. At which Winter Olympics did Torvill Dean win a gold in ice skating win gold ice skating to Ravel's Bolero, and it was Sarajevo 1984. So 1984, Sarajevo, they won gold. Elton John has owned Watford twice. Watford, nicknamed the Hornets, who have a moose on their logo. I didn't really understand it, but I think they used to have a hornet, and then maybe, I don't know, it was a bit too of an aggressive creature, so they swapped it for a moose. I don't know. But anyway, Elton John has owned them twice. Watford. WD is wing defence. I've never played netball because coordination. My coordination is terrible, but wing defence is what WD stands for. On a chessboard, this is more my sort of game. On a chessboard, at the beginning of a game, there are 32 pieces. 32 pieces. purple belt is the most advanced, so green, purple or orange. Purple is the most advanced. And I put two, you know, when I was looking up answers for this question, some of them didn't even have purple belts. So I apologise if you disagree with that, but most of them have got purple, but most of them seem to have purple belts, and purple is the most advanced over green and orange, so we'll go with that for now. Film, television and entertainment. Sherlock Holmes's address is 221B Baker Street. 221B Baker Street. Han Solo's Wookiee co-pilot is called Chewbacca. Apparently he makes a weird noise, but again, I'm not doing an impression of that. That would be terrible for everyone. But Chewbacca, his name is. Maui is from, I've realised after I said it that I'd mentioned it already in the quiz, but Moana is from Moana. Maui is a character from Moana. Because I mentioned it when we were talking about crabs, because there's a giant crab in Moana as well, which is called Tamatoa. And he sings a song about being a decapod. So there we go, back to that question. But Maui is from Moana. Natasha Kaplinsky won the first series of Strictly Come Dancing. If you can remember that far back. It seems like it's been going on forever, honestly. So I don't even know what year that was in, but it seems like it was a long time ago. But it was Natasha Kaplinsky. The answer to the life, the universe and everything, 42, is from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. From The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is a brilliant book if you haven't read it. I imagine you all have. It's very good. Rick Mayall appears as Flashheart in Blackadder in maybe 3 or maybe all of the series, I'm not sure, but he is very, very funny. And it's a shame that he's not here anymore, Rick Mayall, but he was Flashheart in Blackadder. Question 7. The car in Knight Rider is called Kit, which I think stands for something, but I don't know what it is, so I wasn't ever a fan of Knight Rider, but Kit, the car is called Kit. I apologise for the long-windedness of this question, but the actor that links the Da Vinci Code, Lord of the Rings, X-Men and the soap Coronation Street is Sir Ian McKellen. So he's been in all of those things. I didn't realise he was in Coronation Street, but apparently so. He's been in all those things, Sir Ian McKellen. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse is from The Godfather. From the film The Godfather. Will Smith was the genie in the 2019 film version of Aladdin. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that, to be honest, but he's blue. Yeah. And the very last round was the picture round, which hopefully you've all got all your answers for now. Oops, hello, skipped over it. Game 1 was Cluedo, or Clue if you're in America. I think my little sister's is watching from there, so hi. Cluedo. 2 is Sorry. 3 is Mahjong. 4 is Cranium. 5 is Pictionary. 6 is The Game of Life. 7 is Monopoly. 8 is Ludo. 9 is Trivial Pursuit, and 10 is Risk. So I'm sure you've played at least some of those. And Christmas is coming, but apparently board games are not encouraged. Something to do with touching the pieces. I don't know. But yeah, so fun board games. That's the end of this quiz. So that's all the answers as well. Hopefully I haven't missed any. I nearly missed the whole round there for a second, but so I shall simply say thank you for joining me. I stopped shaking about 2 minutes ago, so that's helpful. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, you can pass it on to other people to have a go at. Answers, you can submit the Google Doc link is below, so you can submit your round scores for each round. So there's just a click box between 1 and 10 for each round. Put a team name in. If you want to be included in the draw, just whack an email or something, some way of contacting you in there. Top 5 teams are going into a draw to win. Bottom team, you can win a lovely spoon, and it is soup season nearly, if it's not already. So wooden spoon is a useful thing to have. So you can win one of those if you're the last place team. Thank you for joining me, and have a very good rest of your weekend. Have an absolutely wonderful one. Thank you so much.